Hello, Namaste, Bonjour book lovers. Today, Book Talkies is back with another intriguing interview with a great visionary. Mr. Venkat Chengavalli is a management consultant, leadership mentor, teacher, and an inspirational speaker. He has done his masters in business administration from the versatile IIM Ahmedabad and has done his BTech from NIT Warangal. He has experience over 4.5 decades, which also includes 19 years in the position as a CEO of various Indian and multinational corporations. Mr. Venkat was also the CEO of EMRI, and it was under his leadership that 108 services reached throughout India in a short period of time. So, friends, we all know that the very successful emergency service of 108 ambulances was a prestigious project under the Emergency Management Research Institute of the Government of United Andhra and Satyam Foundation. Now, through this video, let us know the in-depth secrets of the main strategist behind this service, Mr. Venkat Chengavalli.
Hi sir, welcome to Book Talkies. It's my pleasure having you here, and thank you so much for accepting the request and coming onto the channel.
Thank you. I'm very happy to talk to you today.
It's my pleasure, sir. Sir, I've been quite intrigued about you since the very first time I've heard that you were the one who were leading 108 services, and you were the one who was the main strategist behind the success of this project. So before getting into the details of that, first can you please tell us about your childhood, like with regards to your education, your likes and dislikes, and how you chose to get into this career path?
Sure. I was born in a very small place called Adipudi near Chirala. It's a small village where I was born in 1953, and I was there till 62. I did my primary schooling there up to 4th standard. After that, I moved to Chirala. It's a municipal town. I did my schooling there from 6th standard to 11th standard in Telugu medium. From there, I went to Vijayawada to study in Loyola College, my pre-university course. And after that, I moved to REC Warangal for doing my BTech Chemical Engineering from 70 to 75. After that, I went to IIM Ahmedabad for doing MBA for 2 years, from 75 to 77. And, that has been my career, full-time studies. But I also went to Harvard Business School, Wharton Business School, IMD, London Business School, Columbia Business School for 1 week courses there. Now, regarding my likes and dislikes, I like good food, typical Telugu food, vegetarian, like gongura pasadi, dondakaya, vankaya, kakarkaya, all that. And I like even today only that food. I don't like any masala and paneer and mutton and all those kind of things. I do not like. I like good movies, olden time, Nageshwar Rao, Jamuna, Savitri. I also like a lot of these Hindi movies, particularly Amitabh Bachchan, Rajesh Khanna, Sanjeev Kapoor. I like Rekha, Hema Malini, Jay Baduri, Vahida Rahman, those kind of movies. I like people who are simple, who are aspirational, like you at your age, the way you are doing. I like people like that who take initiatives, who are very open, transparent,
Thank you so much.
and extremely honest. I like such people. I like leaders like Gandhiji, Obama, Lee Kuan Yew, or Ratan Tata, or Premji Bhai, Narayana Murthy. I like academic leaders like Professor C.K. Prahlad, Ravi Mathai. I like scientists like Vikram Sarabhai, Satish Dhawan, and Dr. Kalam.
Yes, sir.
My career has gone for the last 44 years. I moved from Mumbai to Bangalore to Chennai to Hyderabad. These 4 cities I worked. I worked in family-owned companies. I worked in professionally managed companies. I worked in large multinationals. I worked in non-profit organizations. I worked with governments. So for the first, from 77 to 94, I was in corporate sector. So the entire, that was completely in corporate sector before I became a CEO. That was close to say 17 years.
Wow.
I was in corporate sector. In Mumbai, Lupin in accounting, finance. Then I went to Star Textiles in finance. Then I went to Siba Gaigi, Mumbai, again in planning and marketing. Then I went to Drachem in Bangalore as marketing head. Then I became a CEO in another company in Bangalore. Finally, in 94, I went to Chennai as a CEO of a German multinational called Dragaco India. From 2011 onwards, I have been advisor to various governments. I was an author. I've been working as a leadership mentor. I also worked as advisor to government of Uttar Pradesh, government of Andhra Pradesh, government of Telangana, government of Meghalaya, government of Haryana. I've been working this. I also worked with Apollo. I'd set up Apollo Home Care as an advisor. I'd set up elderly project for Tata Trust. It's called Elder Helpline 14567. I also worked with McKinsey in Dubai and Saudi Arabia as advisor. I also worked with a private company called Butterfly Education Fields, who are in the hands-on learning. So I was there for the director for the last 10 years. I was the chairman. So this is how I went from a small village in Chirala to Hyderabad, going to Mumbai, Ahmedabad, and Bangalore, Chennai, coming back, Indian company, multinational company, profit-making companies, non-profit-making companies, governments, pharmaceutical industry, emergency industry, police department, like this, multi-industry, multi-ownership, multi-city. I worked in multi-departments, finance to planning to marketing to CEO. So that's how I would describe what you asked me the question.
Sir, such a varied positions you have spent throughout your career, and these many career paths and having these many positions you have held throughout your career, I found that the CEO of EMRI, that is Emergency Management and Research Institute, is quite an intriguing one. So what was your experience of that time?
See, having worked for 28 years in private sector, making a lot of money as salary, a lot of money for shareholders, enjoyed a lot of comforts with big fat salary. My father advised me, when you die, what people write in your obituary is what you have done to others, not to yourself and your family. That's how I decided to quit a job and joined EMRI to save lives in emergencies, to help others. So when I die, what they will write is, this guy was CEO of EMRI, which saved so many lives, and that kind of thing, which is selfless work beyond myself. I joined there based on my father's advice in 2005, April.
Okay.
And in 4 months' time, I started with 15 ambulances in Hyderabad on 15th August 2005 in presence of Dr. Y.S. Rajshekhar Reddy, and then completed the state in 2 years. 15th August 2007, we completed 700 ambulances across the previous combined Andhra Pradesh 23 districts.
Wow.
Then I went to Gujarat. Mr. Modi heard about it. He called me. I made a presentation to him. I launched their first 60 ambulances on 29th August 2007. And then we went to Himachal Pradesh, Assam, Meghalaya, like that, state after state after state, 12 states completely is filled with the ambulances for every 1 lakh of population.
Wow.
So when I left in 2011, Jan 10, I was running 12 states with 3,200 ambulances, and every day handling 12,000 emergencies in 2011, and saved in those 6 years 520,000 lives. 5,20,000 lives were saved. If only the system of EMRI was not there, 520,000 people would have been dead. And we conducted 150,000 deliveries inside the ambulances. 150,000 kits were produced, delivered in the ambulance. And some
Truly
of
a
them are
great
named
innovation, sir. Truly a great innovation.
Thank you so much. In Vizag, there was a call saying that a boy of 9th standard rang us up, saying that, one lady of 50-year-old, villagers are saying she's dead, but according to me, she is not dead. Please come immediately with ambulance. By the time we went there, they kept that lady on the white cloth bed, the grass bed kind of thing. And they lighted the lamp at her head as if she is dead. When the ambulance reached, ambulance staff went near her. The local doctor said, no, don't waste your time, she is dead. Then the ambulance staff returned to the ambulance. As they were returning, they saw the toe finger was moving. When it was moving, they again ran to the lady. Before she could reach the hospital, she got her consciousness and she's back to normal. So my people who did from Vizag to Hyderabad, God is there or not, but you are the God who saved life of a person whom you are not related, whom you do not know. Like that other case in Hyderabad, we call it a call delivery, COUL delivery. It rarely happens, that kind of delivery, where the kid is born with the bag. With the bag, the kid is born, and the parents thought the kid was dead. They kept this bag inside a bucket in the bathroom and called 108 to save the mother. They felt mother was not well. By the time ambulance reached, they took care of mother and asked where is the kid. There's a kid is dead. They went to the bathroom, saw in the bucket in the bathroom the kid covered with this bag completely, and they punctured that bag, and the kid was able to breathe. They cleaned him and took him to hospital and stabilized. So these are the kind of things which I feel, but for my father's advice and but for the system. First of all, my life, I feel, God has given me opportunity to serve for others, and I'm extremely happy.
Yes, sir. Truly, it would be such a proud moment to save those many lives, right?
Yes, absolutely. But as a doctor also, you may not get that opportunity to save so many lives in your career.
Yes, sir. Sir, also you have told that you have studied in a Telugu medium, right? So, what were the challenges you faced in future because of studying in a Telugu medium? That too, you went to IIM Ahmedabad and many other institutes, right? So, were there any challenges that you truly felt like were hard, so hard, or what were the complete challenges you faced?
The first challenge I faced was this communication coming from a rural background, vernacular medium. So in IIM Ahmedabad, they have given us remedial course in English. So before the class started, 1 month before they called, I attended the remedial course. Then later, I attended a communication training workshop in Bombay by name Najira Speakers Academy. I learned how to speak in the mic, how to write, how to inspire people, how to address public, how to hold a mic. This kind of things I learned from. I am good enough. I can overcome this weakness. That's the kind of self-confidence I had. Then I took inputs by training, by guidance, practice, and I came to this level today.
So great of you, sir. And even the confidence level that you show is never like you have learned it somewhere or you have got a course done on it. It's like just you are going with the flow completely, which is also making the other person or the listener so comfortable to talk to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, sir, while doing these jobs which you are doing, like you have completely resigned from that multinational job of CEO of a multinational company. It was, you have also mentioned that it was so luxurious, like you liked the way the lifestyle was all settled. So you have suddenly left that job and have come into this. So have you ever missed those kind of lifestyle or that kind of jobs which you have resigned?
See, this is like a marriage. A girl leaves her house and she goes to her in-laws' place. That's all. She doesn't look back. Because of our commitment to her husband, the marriage, and also the in-laws. Same thing happened to me. I enjoyed my profit sector, 28 years. I enjoyed the job of a CEO in a multinational company. And I want to do more to the public. I thought this is a good opportunity for me of saving lives, which I wouldn't have done that in the public sector, in the government, in the corporate sector. Having got this opportunity, I thought I must make best use of this, serving large population of 8 crores people in the combined Andhra or 6 crores in Tamil Nadu or entire 43 crores people in 12 states, serving them. I wouldn't have got that opportunity. So I never went back to see that I lost a good opportunity. I thought I had enjoyed that. It's exactly like a girl getting married and going. She's loyal to the parents' house, but at the same time, she makes best use of that knowledge and experience in this new sector. And I made use of that. More importantly, beyond self. This is going beyond self to help others, to save lives. And there is a joy of giving here. There is a joy of giving back to society. Because of that, my dopamines went up. My satisfaction went up. Then
Yes, sir.
my oxytocins went up. Because of oxytocins, my attachment to people went up. My frontal cortex activity went up. Because of that, my adherence to values, ethics and morals, it went up. So there is a joy of giving. And even the founder of EMRI, the funder, Ramalinga Razu, when he went to jail on 9th Jan 2009, I stayed there for the next 2 years because I'm committed to this cause, not to the owner. It's a cause of saving lives is important. Sun will be there for 12 hours, moon will be there for 12 hours. But EMRI will be there for 24 hours because an accident, an heart attack, a pregnancy difficulty can come anytime. So I said, no, I will be there. I continued because of this passion to serve others at large in the state as a whole completely. So this is extremely important of your commitment, your passion, and your involvement and liking the job.
Yes, sir. So, sir, you've told that commitment is important and we have to do what passionates us a lot. So, can you share a few
Yes.
tips on how today's generation or today's youth can manage in such situations, be more consistent in implementing their innovative ideas that they get, and how should they even create that environment to get those innovative ideas?
Yeah, I think first thing is, you have to, other than the commitment, you have to focus. You have to have a lot of empathy in empathizing, understanding others' feelings. Then you must have confidence and faith. See, you must have confidence and faith in yourself. And the parents, your bosses, your teachers, make them have more confidence and faith in you. What all you need to do is to help them believe in you. Then, of course, connecting with people. People is the most important in serving others. So you have to connect to them. You have to also start, what is most important is focusing on these people after connecting to them, not contacting them. Contacting is dialing a number. After that, you have to emotionally connect to the person. You have to believe in them. You have to also focus on them. You have to also develop on them. So to sum up, I will tell you there are A, B, C, 3 tips I'll give. One tip A is for avoiding negative people. For that, let me tell you a small story. There was a tiger sitting in a green lawn, sitting and relaxing. One donkey comes and asks this tiger, what are you doing? He said, I'm enjoying this green lawn. What green? It's blue. Lawn is blue. Lawn never is green. But Tiger says, no, it's green, look at this. But donkey says it's blue. Both keep arguing like that. And finally, tiger says, since you are not agreed, let us go to my boss, lion. And they go to lion. And this guy, donkey, tells the lion first, sir, you have such an idiot as a subordinate. Your tiger is saying lawn is green, but I'm telling him it's blue. He's not agreeing, sir. Such a simple thing your man is not able to understand. Then lion says, I agree with you, donkey, that lawn is always blue. Then this guy, tiger, feels very bad, and lion says, no, I'm punishing you for 1 year jail term. This guy asks tiger, sir, what mistake I have made? Okay, I'll go to jail, but please tell me what is that? Yes, I will tell you. First mistake made is you're arguing with the wrong fellow. You wasted your time with a wrong fellow called donkey, on a wrong topic, lawn is blue, and then you made a mistake of bringing that guy to me. You made these 3 mistakes. Moral of the story is avoid negative people. A for avoiding negative people. B is be self-confident. Be confident about yourself. So
Just
it's like a
like you,
500 rupee note. Absolutely. Suppose I show you a 500 rupee note and ask you, do you want it? You will say yes. Then I'll fold it and ask you again, do you want it? You will say yes. Suppose I crumple it and stamp it with my feet or dirty feet. And again, I'll open it and ask you, do you want it? Yes. Moral of the story is, whether you are folded or crumpled or stamped on the floor with dirty feet, 500 rupee note has not lost its value. Same way, in your life, even if you are folded, crumpled and dropped to the floor by others, if you believe you have value, your value will never come down. Please believe in yourself. That is my second tip. Third tip, most important thing is cultivate people to support you. To tell this again a story, there was a rabbit sitting and typing a thesis. Rabbit was for its PhD. Then when fox comes and asks this rabbit, what are you doing? Typing a thesis on what? How rabbits eat foxes. Foxes, nonsense. You will never get a PhD if you write on this topic. But rabbit says, no, I'm very confident I'll get it. If you don't believe, come inside. So rabbit takes the fox inside, behind the curtain, closes the curtain. 10 minutes later, rabbit comes out alone. Fox is gone. Rabbit is chewing the bone of that fox. Little later, a bear comes and asks rabbit, what are you doing? Typing a thesis on what? How rabbits eat bears. Nonsense, how rabbits can eat bears. If you don't believe, come inside. Again, rabbit takes the bear inside. After 10 minutes, rabbit only comes out alone, chewing the bone of that bear. Like the 10 animals come, all 10 get killed as rabbit was typing its PhD, its thesis. Now the 11th animal, Harshika, who has seen these 10 people getting killed. Harshika is smart. Harshika asked rabbit, I have been seeing what was happening so far. Last 10 people got killed. I won't ask you the question what they asked. I will not ask you what are you typing. I will only ask you who is behind the curtain. The curtain was opened. There was a guy sitting cross-legged in a wheelchair, in a chair, the big executive chair. That guy is a lion. So moral of the story is, if you have a supporting boss behind you, even if your thesis has got a couple of holes, you will still get PhD. So you are supporting people, cultivate them. It could be your parents, it could be your bosses, it could be your teachers, it could be your friends, it could be your children. Any of them will support you, provided you cultivate them and you help them and you make them believe in you. So these are the 3 tips in a nutshell. Avoid negative people, believe in yourself, cultivate others to support you. Thank you.
So nice. The stories, they are like the Panchatantra stories where the morals are retold by animals, right? So
Yes.
it is like, we are teaching it in a very interesting way that once you teach it, it gets imbibed in our minds.
Absolutely. Yes.
Also, sir, when it comes to teaching, sir, how has it been teaching to the students of IIM Ahmedabad? And you also studied there. right? So already once you've studied over there and you're teaching the students, the next the next group of the next set of students over there in the same college where you have studied. And also, how has it been teaching about social marketing at ISP?
So friends, Venkat sir gave a beautiful answer for this question. Want to know what was that? Then stay tuned for part 2 of this interview, which will be coming up soon on the channel. Thank you. Signing off, Shikaji. Happy Book Era.